have the wrong sheet up. Hello and welcome to the Green Machine. You're live, your Irish football news and nostalgia, where you, the fans, can have your say. We do have lots to discuss on tonight's show, so we bring the latest updates from another weekend of FA Cup fun from across the water. Lads, how are we doing? It's another Sunday. It's Green Machine Live. Are we feeling it?
Feeling good. Feeling sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, feeling good. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Dave.
Good to be me, if I'm being honest.
Well,
yeah, another week, lads. A lot to discuss. I mean, Evan Ferguson, we'll get into that, actually. In fact, let's get into it right now. In fact, before we get started, for those of you watching on our YouTube channel and Facebook, just remember, we are Ireland's most interactive Irish football podcast. Have your say, leave a comment, and get involved by all means. We're just going to leave that down there. So, lads, let's get into the latest news. Right. Well, basically, one place to start. That's Evan Ferguson. That's him leaving the Amex Stadium on crutches after a mistimed challenge, lads, by FAI. I mean, that's an accident, surely, yeah.
nice.
But
he slipped a bit like another ex-Liverpool centre midfielder. It's not right, Martin?
Yep.
Now, why do you have to bring that into it? Like, I'm not bringing anything to do with clubs here, lads. That's come on now. Just keep it classy. Keep it. Just clubs out of it, by the way. I'm just saying. I'm just calling it as I see it.
Yeah,
It's a bad tackle, isn't it? Very bad tackle.
But it was meant with affection, Nick.
No, it's an awful tackle. He's had a go at him first in one leg, and then he's proper crunched him. And that is one that, you know, the forward's probably getting a bit of joy off you, and you're trying to kind of put an impression on him, basically. And he certainly did that. It was very callous, I thought.
No. We'll talk about that in a little bit anyway. I didn't see it. There you go. If it works for Arsene Wenger, it's going to work for me. And also big in the news is the FAI rebrand, which will involve a brand new crest. This is a popular one. This is your mate here, Martin. Dan Norris, is it?
Dan Norris, yeah.
Chuck Norris's brother. There you go. That's him. That was a big favorite there. This, of course, is my favorite here. I mean, it doesn't just doesn't get any better than that. But I did see this wonderful attempt during the week by Gary Keaton. Delighted to have been commissioned by the FAI in some recent work and to reveal a sneak peek for full rebrand being rolled out this week. If you're listening to it on our audio version, it's basically the classic FAI logo with John Delaney's face put into shamrocks. And there was actually one particular chap who wasn't very happy about this. Martin McCormick, another year in play school. It's a joke, Martin. It's a joke. Ah, Christ. Right, lads, let's move it on to we're going to actually talk about that. So hang around, have your say on that, by the way. We're going to talk about the FAI rebrand a little bit later on in the podcast, but we are going to talk about our boys in green. Right, Nick. We're going to lash over to you in a second. Just in 1 second, technical difficulty. How are you, Nick? You're looking very well.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, it's a good thing Alan Brown didn't score this weekend. I'll probably get caught out again.
Yes, he would, but he didn't. So there you go. Shit. Ghosts in the machines there. But anyway, right, let's get into it. It's a good thing we're not live, eh? Right. You ready, Nick? And yes, you did get cut out last week. All right, go for it.
Right. So this week, our boys in green. So, lots of FA Cup action, lots of Irish involvement. A bit of Irish involvement in the Championship too. But first of all, we'll run through the FA Cup, as I said. So, one of the names that kind of caught the eye was Leslie Adekoya. He scored a goal for Accrington Stanley in their 3-1 loss to Leeds United. So that was a consolation goal. So Leslie was born in Dublin. He was brought up in the UK.
Go on, Leslie.
Yeah, go on, Leslie.
Go on, Leslie.
Very highly rated with Accrington. Big shout out to Irish Football Blog. They did kind of flag him a good while ago. So I think it's important to give them that bit of due credit. If that's all right, Dave. If that's okay with you.
Not all right. It is not okay. Not until I get an apology for the abuse I've had for the last 2 weeks running. Fuck Irish blog.
Right. On that note, Gavin Holohan, no relation to Wes. Good Kilkenny man as well, Martin. He scored a goal for Grimsby in their 2-2 draw with Luton Town. Promise O'Masheri, a goal for Fleetwood Crack in their 1-1 draw with Sheffield Wednesday. Mark Sykes with an assist for Bristol City in their 3-0 win over West Bromwich Albion. And worth mentioning that Max O'Leary kept a clean sheet in that game. Apparently, he was very, very impressive. So he's been in and out of Ireland squads, which is worth noting. So into the championship. So Aaron Connolly, who we are going to discuss in a couple of minutes, he scored 2 goals for Hull City in their 3-0 win over QPR on his birthday. And Danny Crowley, remember him? So he scored a goal and got 2 assists from Morecambe in their 5-1 win over Glen Whelan's Bristol Rovers. Into the SPL, Liam Scales was sent off for Aberdeen. They lost 6-0 to Hibernian. And of course, Jim Goodwin was sacked after that game. And then today's FA Cup action, I suppose this is fresh off the press, isn't it? Thomas O'Connor, another Kilkenny man. Apparently he's from Wexford, Martin, but look, we'll claim him. We'll claim him as Kilkenny for you, him and Gavin Holohan. So a goal for Wrexham, Hollywood FC, in their 3-3 draw with Sheffield United. They were seconds away from a replay, or not even a replay, seconds away from a famous win over Sheffield United, but John Egan scored the goal to force the replay. So that's our boys in green for the week.
Very well played. Martin Kilkenny, would you get away out with a fucking John?
No, Thomas O'Connor apparently is Wexford, but I think we've said he's Kilkenny a few times. But look,
Martin,
they need something. They need something Wexford, don't they? Apart from strawberries.
Did he sell? Yeah, they sell them out of the back of cars down there, don't they? On the roads down. Or when you're trying to get out of Wexford, they're like, get away from me. Anyway, let's talk about Aaron Connolly. He did really well. I've always said he's a great player. And there he is. Look at him there. Isn't he lovely? Looking old and sort of Victorian-y with his Victorian English accent. Did you see he actually was... probably get another tattoo, will he? So the 2 goals from Aaron Connolly, he played really well. Did you see he had an interview during the week? And it was put on another channel. And they absolutely... People were lambasting his English accent. Really, he does have a bit of an English accent, which is strange, but why do people have such an issue with that?
It's a bit like Martin's, isn't it?
Yeah. Martin, do you have a, fellow Englishman?
What's your take?
No? He is silent. Fair enough.
He's been silenced. He's been silenced.
Has been silenced for once.
Look, I think with Connolly, I mean, look, every couple of weeks, we're talking about Connolly for different reasons, aren't we? And we were only speaking about him recently enough when he got that move. But I mean, he's so... The annoying thing about him is he's so talented. He's so bloody talented. Like, the second goal yesterday, I mean, the first goal, look, it's a good finish. He kind of puts the brakes on, gets into a good position. It's a really good finish. It's a really good goal. Gets a bit of a deflection, but it doesn't really matter. The second goal, between the timing of the run, bad defending, but look, between the timing of the run, the first touch, and the finish, it's unbelievable. And then just in between that, there was excellent bits of play from him. I mean, you just hope that there's a bit of consistency. You really, really do. It reminds me a little bit of Marcus Rashford, someone I've been very, very harsh about. And he comes up with the goods, then he fucks off and does nothing, and then he comes up with the goods, and now he's hit that bit of consistency. So could this be part of it for Connolly? I don't know. I think there's another tattoo coming, maybe on the other leg. But as I said, I know we slag him off a little bit, but it just demonstrated yesterday, didn't it? Just how good he is, like just what he's capable of, and just what a technical talent he is.
The second goal was lovely. It was a lovely touch, and he seemed humble in the interview, but we'll see how he goes. But it's great. It's great to see him. We need him banging in goals. No, Martin doesn't. Oh, Martin's very quiet today. Oh,
no, I will come in on this, obviously, because you've been.
No.
I think he's brilliant goals. I mean, look, friend of the podcast, Declan Finnegan's QPR fan. He was at the match yesterday. He thought QPR's defending was really poor. So but I think you have to give Connolly credit because we wanted him to do well. I mean, that's the thing about all Irish football fans. Surely we do want to see him do well, and we want him to knuckle down. And like Nick said, he's incredibly talented, and we do need to see him doing what he's doing. He's going to pose a big question now for March. If he goes on and scores another 2 or 3 goals, he's got to be in contention for the March squad. So that's surely got to be his aim. And we all want to see that in a way. So we're more competitive.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Right, lads, let's move it on to the Irish transfers. So, Sean Maguire gone from Preston to Coventry for an undisclosed free, probably a packet of crisps. Conor Masterson, QPR to Gillingham on loan. That's a weird one here, that Conor Masterson just hasn't been able to do it at QPR. But anyway, Shane McLaughlin, Morecambe to Salford, that's on a free. Luke McNally, Burnley to Coventry, that's a loan. Will Hundermark, that is a name and a half. Barnsley to Northampton, that's undisclosed. Connor Coventry has gone from West Ham to Rotherham. That's on loan. Just very quickly in that, that's a brilliant move. If that works out, Rotherham in the Championship.
Yeah, no, he's League One last year with MK Dons. He was fantastic with them. Since he's left MK Dons, they've really plummeted. So it just shows you how important he is in midfield for any team, really. So yeah, great to see him go to the Championship.
And hopefully for us going forward. Kieran Sadlier, Bolton to Leyton Orient, that is a loan. And Michael Obafemi, Swansea to Burnley. I've actually got a photograph of him here. He is going on loan till the end of the season, and Burnley have an option to buy at the end. Martin, how do you feel about this? You as quick as you can.
Yeah, I think it's a very, very good move for him. I look back at the record. He's 15 goals in 51 appearances at Swansea. He was unsettled towards the end, though, and I hope it hasn't gone to his head like the hype about his brilliant performances for us. But, he's got to move now. They did kind of unsettle him in the summer, didn't they? When Burnley came in and he was trying to force his move then. It's interesting that it's a loan move. I think that's quite clever from Burnley. They're a really good side. I've been watching them a little bit with Josh Cullen playing there. Really impressive for me. I think they will come up. So they're strengthening there. My only worry is if he doesn't kick on and score goals, because that's what they're going to need him to do. And my other worry for Cullen and also Company is I can see, well, not Company, Cullen and Obafemi, is that Company's going to be in demand soon. There's no way about it that a top team is going to come in for him. If he gets them up, I don't think he'll be at Burnley very long either.
No, that's fair enough. Right. Yeah, I mean, fantastic move. Hopefully it works out well from Burnley. Are 5 points clear of the Championship as it stands. Lads, we're going to move it on. We're going to move on to our discussion. As you can see, by the way, if you're watching below on our YouTube channel or Facebook, have your say, leave a comment, get involved. We will get to your comments, so do keep them coming in. I see a few there from Irish Blog coming in. What does he want? He never leaves me alone.
Fan mail. It's fan mail.
Ah, God, although I wouldn't be against a few groupies, but, anyway. Yeah, so get involved, leave a comment, get involved. You're watching this for the first time on the YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button, will you? Go on, do us a favor, please. All right, we're just going to keep going with the ads if you don't anyway. But, right, we're going to get into the discussion. That's the FAI. They are going to have a rebrand. So what do we think of it? I mean, it's badly needed. Nick, do you want to start us on that?
Yeah. Look, I mean, I suppose they've been trying to wash their hands from the Delaney era, haven't they, the FAI? And, I mean, there's still plenty of afterwaves, isn't there? But I mean, Roy Barrett kind of spoke about it recently, didn't he? And Jonathan Hill's been very, very keen to get a sponsor in, and part of this rebrand is partly to attract a sponsor, isn't it? So I mean, we know we've the new kit coming in March. That's probably going to be Castori, about 99.9% kind of done with that, isn't it? And I mean, they've been talking about the new crest since kind of this time last year, weren't they? Like, I mean, that's been in the works for a long time. I just hope that they don't make a balls of it, and I just think that they will. I mean, I'm looking at the kind of new League of Ireland branding, and it's very, very nice. Like, it's nice and clean, but
I like it.
Yeah, I do like it, but I don't think I think for national team badges, I think there has to be something kind of, I'm not saying those aren't classy, but they're a little bit animation-y, if that makes sense. I think there has to be something really, really striking and really, really classy and, almost kind of regal looking. Like if you look at the French badge, even look at the England badge. I know people won't like me saying that. The Spanish badge, Italian badge, all those kind of badges, like they're simple, but they're very, very classy looking. Ours has been so. I like that one though. I like the John Delaney one. Like the John Delaney one. But if you look at our badge, we've the same badge as Macedonia. We've the same badge as Israel. I believe it was designed by some kind of agency. It's very corporate looking. We need something as I said, in that same ilk as some of the top nations that just have a very, very nice, classy kind of coat of arms looking kind of look to it. And I mean, I know I keep going on about it, but that Panathinaikos solid shamrock, if you look at the Boston Celtics logo, not the one with the leprechaun, because I think that might be a little bit racist. But yeah, the one they've a couple of logos. So they've the one with the leprechaun, the Fighting Irish one, and then they've got just the kind of plain kind of shamrock or the clover, and something like that. Celtic had a 4th jersey a couple of years ago, and it wasn't a shamrock. Now it was actually a clover. It was a 4-leaf clover, and it was just solid. What we have here, I mean, I'm not being funny, but like our Green Machine logo, just a wide outline and the green shamrock in between, something simplistic and clean looking. I don't know what route they're going to go down. I don't know who's designing it. I think it's probably going to be very, very similar to the League of Ireland branding, which is nice. I mean, it's got that kind of Celtic look. A lot of people looking for a harp. I'd be more inclined to go for a shamrock just because of its association with the football team. I mean, people are saying, oh, well, the harp is a national emblem, but in terms of football, in terms of sport, it's always been the shamrock. So let's go with a nice, plain, clean, solid shamrock.
What about you? What do you want? Probably a big cross and a line, and 3 of them, perhaps.
Yeah, I'd definitely go with a shamrock. I think that's the one, and I think that's the kind of whole nostalgia angle of it as well. I think it would sell massive numbers as well for them, and I think this is why the rebranding is important, because I think the FAI have to get commercially minded now. In the past, these badges, why we've had multiples of them and different ones over the years, is because they basically haven't really copyrighted them and treated this like a business, because everyone's was bringing out stuff with them. And I think now what they're looking to do is is they're going to market and brand this correctly. They have to make a success of this. And that's my concern about it, because if they don't, we're going to be the ones, the fans wearing the shirts. It's going to be everywhere. They're trying to attract sponsors. If they make a mess of it and the fans hate it straight away, we're going to be stuck with it. It's going to just be another FAI balls up. And I don't want that to happen. I'm surprised that they haven't interacted with fans groups, because they have got access to them to engage and see what the feedback would be, because they're the people who are the match going fans and the ones who will wear the shirts and your target audience. I'm surprised they haven't done that. I personally would like to see the shamrock, as I said, and I think they just have to get it right. And it's slightly worrying me some of the ways the FAI are conducting themselves still, and is it a little bit old FAI what they're doing?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna require a bit more than a shamrock to get the FAI. A friend of mine, he's a friend of the podcast, and he was always saying that he wanted the FAI to be liquidated. If you're watching, you know who you are. But I always argued against that, but you kind of see the issues the FAI are having. Would that have been a feasible option to just start from scratch when it all happened?
It would just dismiss all the 100-year history of the association, and
it's a very
complex history and stuff. And it's just the damage was done from that. But I think it could have been done. It was something that they were looking at doing seriously, I think. But then the government bailed them out, and it would be an embarrassment if it happened, basically. So that's why they went away with that. But it's the biggest participation sport in Ireland, so that would have been thrown that all away as well. But I think we want to have a good badge, and so the people are proud of wearing it. I mean, I've got friends who worked in the FAI years ago, and basically they were embarrassed to wear the logo on their kind of tracksuits or work gear, basically, because of the damage the badge was associated with, the poorly run association. Which is a shame.
They have to be so careful, though, because, I mean, we've spoken about this at length, haven't we? People are going for the retro ranges. No, sorry, not even the ranges. I see Umbro are getting rid of their dregs at the moment in Elvery's. But, I mean, people are going for retro jerseys. They're going for things from the 90s and the 80s. I mean, the whole nostalgia factor is a big element in that. But it's also the fact that people don't like the existing gear, the existing logos. I mean, I say those ranges do sell better because they're old school and they have the old kind of branding on them. So it's really important because, as you said, Dave, I mean, people are going to be wearing these things around. It's going to be something that they want to wear and that they want to sell, more importantly, for the FAI. So this is a big move. This is a really big move, and they really have to get this right.
And you always see, like, when you go to the away matches, not that you'd see that, Nick, when you go to the away matches, you always see people just wear their clubs, either old retro, knockoff, vintage, like Martin over there. It's Chinese made gear, but you also see club stuff as well. You know, even I wear my Lansing Road stuff, or wear my Green Machine stuff, or I wear my Italia 90 top, which is vintage, not retro. And you want to see, yeah, it looks nice, but you really want to see people wearing that new shirt and wearing it with pride, and instead of kind of attaching their own memories to it. But look, we hope we get it right anyway. Just to finish up the discussion, Martin, you got some ticket news for us. In case you're wondering, folks, we want to hear your opinion on this as well. The FAI have decided, I agree with this, by the way, that you have to, if you want a ticket for the France match, you've also got to go with the Latvia friendly before it. You can't get them on their own. So
yeah, this was decision by the FAI to do these games as a bundle deal. There was speculation about them doing that, but yeah, Wednesday night for the Latvia game. Basically, if you want to go to the France game, you're buying a Latvia ticket, and whether you go or not, it's not going to really matter. But it's going to sell out on the books for the FAI, and that's what they're worried about at the moment. It's attractive. It's kind of attractively priced as well. Yeah, I mean, some of the tickets are starting off quite low priced for the two. So, but I mean, they're going to be high in demand, and out of the FAI, we're hearing, they're sold out this category already and things like that. So they are moving, and people are worrying about it. The marketing department are doing a good job because they're saying it's selling out certain categories, and people are worried about that. And I've been contacted at West London of, can you get tickets? Are you available for tickets and things like that? So, so it was a good idea, I think, to do it, but I think they should have consulted a little bit with, again, supporters clubs, and maybe on the pricing and things like that of how they were going to run this out, because they've just thrown it straight out there, and then they got a bit of flack with other things on how they did it.
Just really quickly, they've created a bigger issue by playing Latvia. I mean, like, they should have gone to another confederation. They said Stephen Kenny came out. He shouldn't have even had to come out and defend the fixture, but he said, look, we can't get games because other teams are playing. They should have taught a side. They look at Canada, who play really well at the World Cup. Didn't play really well. They went down the group stage, but they've a lot of big players, don't they? Get someone like that. Get the Aussies over. Somebody like that. The whole issue comes back to the fact that they're playing Latvia. They wouldn't have to do this double ticket if they didn't get a fixture like that. Anyway.
No, that's fair enough. Well, I can't wait. I mean, I do have a season ticket at home anyway, even though I might just looking over my lot of lanyards over there. Have you got your one lanyard, Nick? Martin, are you trying to find your one lanyard?
I did have a little look there.
I wish I had the photograph of that, Nick, actually on here, where Martin's like, oh, fuck you, Dave. I've got one lanyard. I've got all my lanyards. Where are they? Got them all there. Look at that.
Put them on, Dave. Go on, put them on.
Put them on.
The weight of them will fucking fall below the screen.
For audio listeners, that is the sound of Dave putting on his lanyards.
Like Mr. T.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Mr. T. Mr. M, Mr. Media Zone. Yeah, Jesus. Imagine doing this time next year. I'll be like that. Right, we're going to move it on. Cheers for that, lads. But I mean, I have to say I do agree with what they've done, because you got to be smart. So for one, they're definitely doing the right thing there. We're going to move it on to the All Ireland 11. Nick, this is your little baby.
Yeah.
Let me get the graphic up. There you go.
Yeah. Just a reminder, we're running our all-time Ireland 11. We did our shotgun 11 before Christmas, where you had to pick between one of two players per position, who are. But we're starting off by giving people a little bit of notice. We had over 1,000 votes for the first position, who are, which is goalkeeper. So I think you've got the results there, Dave, do you? Or
there I have it.
Super. Brilliant. So the Ireland all-time 11, poll 1, the goalkeeper. So who is the greatest goalkeeper to play for Ireland? And just for the audio listeners, the clear winner was Shay Given, 74% of the vote. So he's our first inductee into the Green Machine. Fan run all-time Ireland 11. Packy Bonner second with 24% of the vote. Alan Kelly Sr. with 1% of the vote. And I'm not sure who the others are. I think Alan Kelly Jr. was there. And I believe I saw Darren Randolph there as well, getting 1% of the vote as well. So 74% for Shay Given, our first inductee. Congratulations, Shay. I know you're not listening, but congratulations nonetheless.
That's, you're a very great salesman over there. What's the next position we have up? Is it right back, left back, centre back?
Dougie. Football. Football. Right back.
Mrs. Prendergast, if you are listening,
Oh,
it's not me this
Jesus.
week. It's not me this week. But sorry, go on.
Fuck's sake.
Right. Right back. Right back.
Right back.
Yeah, for next month. So this time next month we'll be able to announce that winner.
Jesus.
Right back though. Yeah, not Dougie.
Right. Not that. Or what's the other one? I was gonna say Chapel. Chapel is a musician. Missionary, there we go. I knew it had some religious connotation. Sorry, Mrs. Prendergast, that's Martin's man.
Jesus Christ.
Don't think that's a position, Martin, to be honest. I'll do like the religion. Anyway. Right, lads, social media watch. Okay, no. Oh, God. I'm probably going to lose one of these media badges, actually. With you lot, where you're carried on here. Where am I? Oh, yeah. Do you know, during the week, I thought it was actually a funny little picture. I found a picture of Jack Charlton with Roy Keane online. Here it is. And I captioned it. And for our audio listeners, it's no Roy. It's basically a picture of Jack kind of telling Roy off. Sorry, Martin. I know you won't approve of that. And I've written, no, Roy, I've told you, over the top, none of that passing nonsense. I had this with Liam and Ronnie before you, so don't start. That's Liam Brady and Ronnie Whelan. I was a bit like, because Ronnie Whelan actually follows Lansing Road on Twitter. Doesn't follow Irish blogs. If you're listening to Irish blogs, and I know you are because you're in the comments, but just saying. And I was actually a bit worried that, maybe if he sees that, he might, but he actually retweeted it. He saw the funny side of it. See up there. Ronnie Whelan.
Cool. Did you just drop a name, Dave?
No, I am not the sort of person to say that the likes of Ronnie Whelan, John Aldridge, who does actually follow me on Lansing Road, just thought I'd say, which I actually was a bit shocked with.
Jim Beglin, who you followed around Gibraltar?
No, he doesn't.
He's blocked you, not followed you.
Yeah, you physically follow Jim Beglin.
He doesn't follow me, but I follow him. Yeah. Just not on Twitter. Just not on Twitter. Also, another ex-Irish international, lads. I don't know. Obviously, Paddy Kenny. If you have a look at what he's doing, he's in a bit of a. He's on a mission to lose some weight. Paddy was always known for him being a bit chunky, bless him. And as a person who does struggle with the weight, I do sympathize with the struggle. So he announced on Twitter a while ago. So here he is, Paddy Kenny, just back from a 5K run. And he's got a little action figure there with a fart behind him. Had a day off yesterday and been busy today. So out for a late night run to keep going on my journey. And it's got like the wavy jazz hands and the love heart. Fat lad keeps striving to get some weight off. And he's got like #PaddyFit, #FatLad from Halifax. I think that's very nice. Now we have another one here. 3 weeks and no alcohol in that time. Feels so much better. I'm telling you, it's overrated. I have a party tonight and I'm drinking pop. Good man, Paddy. That's what I'd like to see. Then we have another one. Late weigh-in today, as I was working at 3 to 3:30 a.m. or 3:30 a.m. Another 3 pounds off this week. That's 19 pounds in 3 weeks. So happy how it's going, but only because I put the hard work in with a good diet and training for 5-6 times a week. And I'm thinking, I'm looking at this. I'm thinking, Paddy, well done. Fair play to you. Then I see this. And I'm a little bit worried for Paddy. A few days away. But you think to yourself, that won't be too... Yeah, no, he is rewarding himself. Absolutely. And he deserves it. And you're thinking, well, surely this can't go this is absolutely spot on, and this can't go anywhere bad.
He's an animal. He's doing torpedoes. For the audio listeners, he's doing torpedoes out away in a foreign climate. Brilliant.
Jeez, what you don't see in that is that he's actually on the piss there with Mark Halsley, and Mark Halsley commented and went, "Oh Jesus, Paddy, how are you still standing? I left you hours ago." I was like, "Oh, Paddy,
oh Jesus,
poor Paddy."
We'll have to get him on. We'll have to get him on.
Probably not after that, Nick.
No, he won't remember anyway.
No. So. Actually, speaking of Irish football blogs, we're going to read some of the comments here, actually. He says, That's a lie. Dave does not love him. And he tells me we were chatting about Twitter all night. That is also a lie. I've never spoken to him other than this, so I don't know where he's getting on from. But anyway, breaking my own little rule there. But have a look at this, lads. They did put up a very interesting graphic on their Twitter. And this is the prize money for... What will it do? Will I do the Prem to the women's, or will I do the women's to the Prem? What way will I do it?
We'll do the Prem to the women's, I think.
Prem to, right.
Yeah.
So let's have a look. Going to quickly go through it. So for the Premier Division, first prize gets you 125 grand. Second, 70. Third, 45. 35, 32, 28, 26, 24, 23rd. 10th will get you 22 grand. That is a pot of 430,000 euros. That is astonishing, because I didn't know Irish football block can count. But there you go.
Yeah. You win more money on winning streak, wouldn't you?
Yes, you would. That is absolutely atrocious there. And then we have a look at the first division. 36 grand, 200 euros, sorry, for first prize. 23 grand, 20, 18, 17, 15, 14, 12, 11. Actually, 9th and 10th finish with 11.6 grand, if that's even a number, between them, and a total of 181,000 euros, 600 euros.
Like, would 11 grand even cover a League of Ireland club for a week?
I wouldn't think so.
Between wages and
floodlights,
floodlights, utilities and the whole lot, 11k.
That's it. I think that's absolutely appalling. And then you look at the women's Premier Division, first 12 grand. Fuck. I mean, do we even need to? 9 grand, 6.5, 5, 4.5, 4, 3.5, 3, all 52 grand for the women's Premier Division, and that is just appalling. To be honest with you, I always slag them off, but that was a really good graphic there by Irish Football Blog. I suppose they're trying to get to 7,000 Twitter followers. I'll never hear the end of it unless you do, but anyway, you had your own, just before we finish up social media watch, Nick, you had your own little thing. We don't have the graphic for it here. It's to do with this tackle you put on the Twitter, and I quote, "Hopefully it doesn't add to the running trend of our young lads picking up injuries when in form. Fabinho, you filthy prick." Why did you put the hash tag in? Why didn't you, or the give it the full flavor?
Okay,
but anyway,
can't spell. That's all it is.
Fair enough. And then a guy called Sam, who's a Liverpool fan and a Pats fan, turns around and goes, "Okay, mate, relax. Defo a red card challenge, but there was no malicious intent to that challenge." Okay, Sam. Whatever you're smoking. Let's be honest here.
I saw a graphic. I mean, look, it's a graphic that's been doing the rounds for about 3 years now, and it was the VAR up on the screen, and underneath it said "checking club badge." I think this was another example. Look, I mean, people are giving out about VAR and stuff. I don't think it went to VAR, didn't it? Not?
No, it did. And he only
did it go to VAR? Yeah, well, I don't know how that's not a red card. Like, I mean, you see it just before it. Like, he goes for him and he doesn't get him, so he goes for him again. So that is malicious. If that's not malicious, I don't know what is. And
yeah, he's had a nibble there, isn't he?
Yeah,
it's disgraceful challenge.
Anyone who does think that that's malicious or completely headless is
in football as well. Like the pros, they time their timing's amazing. That's why professional footballers, they know what they're doing. If you're going to do someone, you know how to do them. And it's one of the worst ones you can do is on the Achilles. That's the one that's really sore if you get caught there. And that's the one that kind of keeps that striker a bit quiet, because you think, I don't want to go near him again because he's going to do it again. Raking the Achilles, well known. Souness made a living out of it, and other players as well. All right, Johnny Giles, he could put it in.
Roy Keane as well.
Roy Keane as well, but it's a known one. Like, you go for the Achilles, you rake down the back of them, and you say, right, be quiet now for the rest of the game. And that's what they've done there. It's right there, really sore. So hopefully there's not a lot of damage though, because it's massive loss for him. Like personally for him, I think he was definitely going to be involved, I think, in March. Yeah,
he might be, but obviously he has left. We has left on crutches, so as we shared that, there's no injury news. But once we find out, I'm sure we'll all find out. Right, lads, let's get to the comments. Running slightly over. Longford Town Fan TV. Hello, Longford Town Fan TV. Can't stand Fabinho. Yeah, I don't really like him either.
Hey.
Wesley Donoghue, just our luck on the Evan Ferguson. Yeah, anytime we do get somebody. Anyway, in good form, you seem to get injured. Hello, Esmeralda, back here. watching us. Hope you're well. Sean Byrne on our Facebook.
It's not a follower. It's not a follower of yours, Dave.
Don't know. Very nice looking young lady in there. So hello, Esmeralda. Get all the chicks. I mean, come on. For our audio listeners, that's me ruffling my copious amounts of media badges. Sean Byrne on our Facebook channel. Prize money in League of Ireland, a joke. When are the FAI going to back it and put money into its infrastructure? Rovers are leading the way on their own. That is very...
I actually don't think they have the money, unfortunately, and that precedent was set a long time ago. So that's another issue. The other issue, as Roy Barrett spoke of last week, was the complete disproportion of funding. So, I mean, you can say, yeah, the FAI do need to give money. I'm sure there is bits and bobs. In the past, John Delaney's wage was one of the major barriers, where now it's the fact that they've no money, and it's the fact that they're not getting the funding from Sport Ireland. So there's a lot of factors in play. It's not just the FAI not being able or not choosing to pay out.
Yeah, until you don't even have a main title sponsor.
Don't have a sponsor even, yeah.
Exactly. Anthony Kate Hunston, never too many pockets to line on the FAI again. That's on our Facebook channel. Irish Football Blog. I versed him in all the Twitter politics last night. All right, we had a chat. I did tell him the funny story how when I met Noel Mooney in the Claddering toilets. That sounds seedier than meant to, but a very good story. There's actually 2019, our craziest year. It's on the greenmachinepodcast.com website. Go check it out. It's a very, very good story. Wesley Donoghue on our Facebook page. When are we going to start pinning the potential good talent coming through before England comes sniffing around again? Well, hopefully you're not talking about the Evan Ferguson thing there, because that came out, didn't it? That Daily Mail put together an 11 that are eligible for England, and Evan Ferguson was on it. Is that because he's at Brighton at such a young age? Is it, or has he got an English relative?
There's a bit of talk that his mum is English. I don't know. Like, I mean, Barry, his dad, played in England, when he was younger. So I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, he's not going to play for England. It's not going to happen.
No, he knows better. Darren O'Grady. Any more news on McNamara to Fulham? Why does Stephen Kenny appear to ignore him? Danny McNamara is, at least Manning has been included in a couple of squads, but never really played. Any more news on that, Nick? You're a transfer, right?
Nothing. No, and yeah, I'd agree on that. It's like he's an excellent player, a really good top player. That made no sense, but like if you look at the Ireland squad, Cyrus Christie's doing quite well for Hull, but when he wasn't really playing, he was getting in ahead of McNamara. Alan Brown, he's not even a right back, was getting in ahead of McNamara. So
Callum O'Dowda.
Yeah.
On the left.
Callum O'Dowda was playing on the left, but now there's no more word.
Martin's ears pricking through the headset.
There's a couple of people concerned. They were saying, look, he'd only be a backup for Tete, but Fulham are going to stay up this year. McNamara's a young guy. You never know. He's an excellent player. Like, he's a really, really top full back, and it'd be great to see him included in the squads. He's been name checked by Kenny, but no more word in that Fulham deal. It could be a late one. Who knows?
Okay. Declan Finnegan. Cyrus Christie assist for Aaron Connolly's first goal. Oh, Nick, you forgot that. Nick does her stats, by the way. Declan, blame him. Declan Finnegan again. How you doing, Declan, by the way? Although he played well, took his goals well, the QPR defending was abysmal. Yeah, Martin, you said it earlier on. Paul Culleton, how you doing, Paul, on our YouTube channel? Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Paul Culleton really liked the idea of what Tom Mahon is doing with the Ireland under-19s, having a 25-man squad with only UK-based players. Hopefully he will pick up a few gems from the players called up. Yeah, Martin, you're our UK specialist, being from there.
No, I like yeah, I like that. I like this idea, and it's a clever initiative. They've done it for a number of years now. The FAI, setting up, they kind of use Midlands-based training camps to kind of basically call in anyone who's eligible to have a look at them, and they've worked it in the past. I know Stephen Ireland's a young lad, I think, was in there before.
Yeah, Joshua Ireland,
them. And I think it's quite a clever idea, and it's kind of giving it back a little bit to the UK, basically, in English, because they're kind of saying, well, they're eligible for us, let them come in and have that experience. And kind of links into the Evan Ferguson thing that, you've got to get them in young. If they're eligible for both, which is going to happen with the diaspora, I think I use that word every week.
Linking to that,
very, very important. Yeah. But I think it's something that is very clever from the FAI to do so, and to look at that, because we're having it the opposite, and give them the good experience, get them in the young.
Yep, absolutely. Paul Coulson again. Great show, lads. Thank you. Just wondering which players you think needs a move before the January transfer window closes in a few days' time. I would say Kelleher. on the bench, didn't play in the FA Cup game for Liverpool today.
They're out now, and he's not going to get any time.
No, and the one tournament you thought he would get some game time, but it was still he wasn't on the replay. So, yeah. Paul Colton again on our YouTube channel. Also with Jim Goodwin sacking yesterday by Aberdeen after another humiliating defeat. Will he struggle to get another good job, and can he rebuild his career and ultimately get the Ireland job someday? Nick?
He's a long way off the Ireland job anyway. I mean, I was looking at a few comments there from Aberdeen fans yesterday, and they just said he was completely out of his depth. And he'll pick up another Scottish job, I think, or he might pick up something in League Two or something like that. I don't know. He's a long way off the Ireland job, but he's still really young, for an international manager. But yeah, look, he'll still be rated in Scotland. I think just Aberdeen was probably a step too high.
Did you read Aberdeen's announcement of a sacking?
Yeah,
I have it here. Following an unacceptable run of results.
Yeah.
Since the World Cup break, the club confirms it has parted company with Jim Goodwin and first team assistant manager Lee Sharp with immediate effect. More to follow.
Yeah, I didn't like that because I mean they were. Well, no, look, there's a plus and a negative to this, but they were leading Rangers 2-1, well into injury time, and then Rangers end up beating them 3-2. So, he was a couple of minutes away from the narrative being very, very different. But yeah, look, I mean, you have a bit of class when you sack someone.
Yeah, no class there. Scots, they don't mess about. Irish Football Blog, to answer a question earlier on about the prize money, it costs 400 grand to run a women's national team a season. Apparently, well, you'd know. Give them a follow over there in Irish Football Blog on Twitter. They are looking for the 7,000 tweet or Twitter follower, subscriber. Give it to them. Go on. We're feeling generous. And Irish Football Blog, I reckon Dave and I should get in the ring for a charity boxing match. I am a lover, Irish Football Blog. I'm not a hater. Keep your Corkonian hatred just because I'm a Jackeen. Fine Jackeen as well. Bit of jealousy over there. Right, lads, that does it for the comments this week. Thank you for your comments, by the way. Keep them coming in. We might have a look at them again next week. So we're going to move on to the final segment of the day. We are running a bit over. We do apologize, but we're just having so much fun, really, aren't we? And that is This Week Back in the Day. And we have gone with, it was actually, this particular thing happened on the 26th of January, 3 days ago. And that is Brian Kerr becomes the Ireland manager, 26th of January, 2003. Probably, I'm going to say now, the biggest disappointment in Irish football. Won 2 European championships with the under-16s and under-18s by 5 months apart, was it? 5 weeks apart in 1998. Got the job after Mick. Inherited a very good side. Had a really good side in 2005. Couldn't beat a team in the top 80. And, I think, what was it? Georgia was the highest ranked team he beat in a competitive match, 83rd, and eventually went out. Now, I know he's a very popular figure. He's a very bitter man, but I had to say, lads, Brian Kerr, very disappointing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, we did a series on this, and do check it out. Do check it out in the archives. But yeah, look, I mean, that what we would give to have that squad again. I mean, like that even 1-11, fantastic. And we just played a really, really poor brand of football, a really, really inexperienced coach at the international game or with senior players. And yeah, I mean, those few years, that kind of period from kind of 2000 up to even 2008, 2009, just before Trapattoni came in, that really should have been another kind of period of success for us. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be under Brian Kerr.
Yeah, it's very, very bad. Right, lads, we're going to wrap it up there. Actually, one thing we did forget, Kenny McCabe going to Chelsea. That was rumoured. Nick, you shared that in the Green Machine, didn't you?
Yes, Martin kind of flagged it with us, though. Was it rumoured by, I think it was in the Telegraph, Martin, was it?
Yeah, Sky broke the news that there was a substantial bid in for Katie McCabe from Arsenal. To go to Chelsea, and Chelsea are flying it. They won again in the FA Women's Cup today. Sam Kerr, who the Irish team are going to be facing in the World Cup for Australia this year, scored a hat-trick today. But yeah, Katie McCabe, I mean, it's going to be, she's 27. It'll be a massive move for her if she did it. And she's very, very massively popular with Arsenal fans, though. I did, as you know, I went over there just a week just gone. I went to see the Aston Villa women's match against Arsenal It was quite interesting to see Katie against Rusha. Lucky enough to have a chat with them afterwards. But, like massively popular. Like the fans don't stop singing Katie McCabe songs, and she's brilliant with them, to be fair. So
yeah, she's brilliant with you as well, Martin, wasn't she?
Maybe I was worried now when the speculation came that she's, Arsenal Northwest London club. That's where I'm based as well. Maybe she wants to move to Chelsea to get away from me, is what I was thinking.
Well, that's probably the only reason you want to move to Chelsea. But lads, we're going to leave it there. We've gone over a little bit this week. I'm sure you don't mind. We've enjoyed it. But that is all we have time for tonight. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or whenever you get your podcast, and to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, which is all in our bio. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast. And we will see you again next week here on our YouTube channel, Facebook channel, 9:30 every Sunday, lads. Good night.